Yeah, I think the question is coming to us more, particularly Nico, because he still is current. Obviously, the first time in 24 years since Johnny Herbert did the same as an active F1 driver to win the race. For me, obviously, I am was an F1 driver. I now just compete in this full time. But having guys definitely have a look at it. They're asking questions. You know, Fernando, Jensen, Daniel Ricciardo. They're all asking, like, what's it like? What's happening? So they're watching on TV. They see how sexy it is. They see how quick the car is, and they're racers, so they can't ignore that. Yes, Formula One is still, the alleged pinnacle, which is fine. But it does now have a bit more, certainly, interest because of, I suppose, us guys having a look at coming across, and just how prestigious it is, and how it is even becoming with the battle of these great manufacturers there. Yeah, Spielberg is a place that I tested at in the first time in 1997. So I was pretty young, and I tested the sports car there for Mercedes-Benz actually, and then I raced there in Formula 3000 and in Formula One in 2002 and 2003. And then we had this big gap, obviously, and I think for me it was evident there was a lot of tracks that came onto the calendar that didn't have much, the fabric and the DNA, the authenticity wasn't there, when we went to some of these new places. And yes, they looked nice, they built them up pretty quickly, and the facilities were good. But Spielberg, it has that aura about it, has a nice, really nice feeling about it. It's got the history there, obviously, with the beautiful long circuit out the back. Last year I was at the Grand Prix. I went for a run most mornings and just see the people coming to the track. You've got the mist, and you've got this beautiful racetrack nestled in the hills there. So it was a huge success last year. It was one of the best additions to the calendar coming back, I believe. I mean, from Dietrich down in terms of how they put that together, you could just see Red Bull all through it. They were very proud to have the event back, and yeah, it's a great tricky little track. A lot of long little straights, but the braking, and it's not an easy lap to put together. So I look forward to watching it. I'll be watching on TV this year. I won't be going, but looking forward to watching it. I think the current season this year in Formula One, you have Nico and Lewis are in great shape, to dominate the championship and get more victories and get the constructors. I think we see Ferrari are nibbling away at them, but I think it's going to be a tall order. We saw that with Red Bull when they were successful, that when you have a successful year, you can start planning for the year after. So it's a real a chance to get your house in order, basically also an 8 to 10 month offset in front of each other. So that's hard to penetrate and get in front of that, if you like, if you're competing against a team in such form. The championship itself and Formula One itself, I think, it's not in great shape. I think we're disappointed with it as an F1 fan. I am as a past driver and still a very much a current observer of it and an educated eye. We all talk, all the drivers talk, and we're disappointed where they've gone with the cars. The lap times, they're just not stimulating for the drivers, and this is rubbing off. The fans can see this. They've over the course of the last 5 or 6 years, they've got many things wrong to try and make the sport better, and it became a sniff too artificial. There wasn't as many consequences for mistakes, things like this, and all of a sudden people are starting to see through that, and yeah, there's a lot of questions to be answered, and they need to act fast on getting the fans engaged again. To steal a word from Dietrich, I suppose, is that they want them to be gladiators again. These guys, you've got to turn the TV on or go to a racetrack and see something that they're hardly going to see. MotoGP, my God, not many people can do that, and that's what people like to go and see. Messi, Ronaldo, this is what people love to switch a TV on for. We've got a big chance here to keep Formula One like that, but it's not like that at the moment, because it's a shame they've dulled it down, simulations, and they've made it very straight bat, if you like. Yeah, I think that the changes they've got next year, I see more from a sporting side, where it's a bit of refueling and some of these things. Yes, they're tickling it, but I think that they're talking about trying to make the cars 5 or 6 seconds a lap faster, and that's important. That's in the race, not in qualifying. They need to be constantly going quick in Grand Prix, and for me, 5 or 6 seconds is not enough. The reference point they have now is horrendous in terms of pace. They need to be much quicker than that. I mean, our cars are 250 kilos heavier, and we can go much further on strategy and all sorts of stuff, because we're designed up for endurance. But it turns out that the Porsches and the Audis are virtually a match at the moment. So that's not what they want. It needs to be on a different level. So they need to make heavy changes and get the, as I say, get the driver stimulated again, and that will wash off on the fans.